Over the past couple of years, I've completely changed my life and completely changed who I am as a person. And one of the biggest driving factors in all of this change was adventure and travel. And over the past couple of years, I have traveled non-stop, averaging nearly a new country every single month over the past 2 years. And first of all, I want to explain my story about traveling and what I've done personally, and then I'll go through the lessons I've learned along the way and how you can use travel and adventure to become a much better man and a much more well-rounded, experienced man, because otherwise you're going to go through life living the same old job, going to the same old pub, and you're going to die with no stories, and that is no way to live, and you want to develop your character. So first of all, I used to work at Sainsbury's. I was 17, probably just turned 18 before I quit, and I hated it. It was shit. Pretty shit job pushing trolleys around. Sainsbury's is a supermarket in the UK, and I didn't know what the absolute fuck I wanted to do after I left school, because I was still at sixth form, which is like college at the time, between 16 and 18. And you know, you just listen to other people and other people's opinions because you think that they're right, and they say, you know, go to university. And that's what I was like. I was like, okay, well, you know, it will look good if I'm going to university, so I signed up to do sports science for 4 years. Thank fuck. I once went to the gym with my best mate, and we were in the gym, and we were just talking about traveling. I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to go traveling at some point in my life with my best mate, Zach, who you would know from the channel if you're a proper OG from the start of the Thailand days. We were like, yeah, I'd like to go traveling. Well, maybe we could go next year. I was like, oh, now I've got to go to uni. But then I was like, oh, well, no, I could defer it a year. And I did. And I went and spent 6 months in Southeast Asia with my best mate. And within about a month of being into that trip, I was like, fuck that. I am not going to university. And it has completely changed the path of my life, because now I've got an online business. I work when I want to. I travel when I want to. And this is because travel showed me a reality that I didn't know existed, and I wanted to pursue a lifestyle that allowed me to travel and work. Thank God I made that decision, and I'm not at university. That would be the biggest waste of time for me personally. But I spent 6 months in Southeast Asia, done Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Indonesia. It was awesome, absolutely incredible. Met amazing people, done amazing things, and also at the same time we ran 6 marathons in 6 months across all of those countries, and that was extremely fucking hard, and it was a physical challenge that again shaped who I was as a person and made me a better man in the process. And that is my first example of when I stepped into this world, and it just changed my life. And travel can truly do that. That's why I recommend it to absolutely everyone, because it's one of the best things I've ever done. So I done Asia, I done the marathons, and then came home for a couple of months. I was pretty broke as fuck. I had a business at this time, but it was sort of just keeping me alive, barely making any money. But got home, spent a couple of months at home, and then was already sick of being at home. So I went to Europe for a month solo. First time I went solo traveling. Again, insane experience. Going solo taught me a lot about, you know, being on your own and problem solving on your own, etc. Since then, done quite a few wild camps and hikes across the Lake District in Wales, in England, in the United Kingdom, sorry, not in England. I've climbed many mountains, highest peak in Poland, highest peak in Indonesia, highest peak in Wales, highest peak in North Africa, and I'm doing 4 more mountains in the next month in Europe when I go for 3 weeks. I've recently done a motorcycle tour of Albania on a 125cc bike with my best mate. We rode the entire length of the country and around and across the entire country. And then in 10 days, I go to Europe for 3 weeks. So, enough talking about me, but that is my personal travel experience over the past 20 months. It's 20 plus countries that I've been to. So I can say pretty comfortably, it is one of the best things that you can do, and for your character as a whole. So what has it taught me, and what does it do to you as a man? It is going to give you high levels of competence in the real world, and you get real life experience, and you have to solve real problems. You know, you can sit in a university classroom, barely even learning. You go to university, you just take loads of alcohol and drugs. Whereas you're out in the world traveling, you have to sort things out. You have to deal with stuff. You have to, otherwise you're gonna end up fucking dead or homeless, or shit's gonna go properly wrong. So you have to learn to take care of yourself. You have to learn to do things the right way and do things correctly. And that's what it's taught me. It's made me a much more competent man. And your competence in life is going to get you a long way. And travel is a very fun and exciting and high ROI way to gain competence. It will give clarity on what you want from life, as it's done by 100x for me of I had no idea what I wanted to do. The moment I went traveling, I knew basically exactly how I actually wanted to live my life. You might go traveling and realize this is not what you want to do. That is still clarity because it's removing an option. But much more than likely, from all the people that I met, they were going to go to uni and they just never come home. And that is just the case. And you know, it's a good thing. It's you go to Australia, you go to Thailand, you go to Bali, and you just think, why the actual fuck would I optionally go home when there are options to work remotely, work abroad? There are certainly so many paths you can take to actually live this lifestyle if that's what you want to do. It forces growth at a rapid rate. Even if I go away for a month, like when I went solo, you feel like you come back a different person because life happens incredibly fast and you're forced to solve so many problems and you're forced to be uncomfortable. You've got to, eat on your own, you've got to solve problems on your own. You've got to do effectively everything on your own and you've got no support, no one even in the country who knows who you are. And this makes you grow rapidly as a person. And I've noticed this after every trip. I never come back the same person. Even if it's just a 4-day trip, I'm still changing. But not, it's not drastic after 4 days. But if I go and climb a mountain and do something really hard, I still come back a more disciplined, a stronger, a more competent, problem-solving person. And that's the beauty of it. It's why I like it so much. Like I say, life happens on 10x speed because what you experience in a day at home, it's so predictable and it's the same old. Something, slightly different might change, but that's rarely the case. Whereas travel, fuck me, like when I went to Albania, we were driving from place to place across the whole country. So what you would do in 24 hours and what you would see and experience in 24 hours, it was like the equivalent of like 3 months at home. It's fast, it's rapid, it's such a quality way of life. What you can pack into 24 hours or a week absolutely shits on anything you get at home, and that is the beauty of traveling. I've always said that you come home, nothing has changed. Whereas when you've been traveling, it's like you've lived 10 years worth of life. And it gets you very good at creative problem solving, the ability to solve problems. And I've noticed this myself, and it's translated into my business, my work, absolutely everything. My ability to creatively solve issues and problems in life is significantly better. And travel has played such a huge role in that. Your ability to take a problem, not worry about it, not panic about it, just pluck ideas subconsciously. Trust me, it's fucking wonderful. And travel is one of the best tools for doing all of this, for making your life more exciting, making you a better man, a better character, a stronger, much more competent, life experienced man. But how should you travel? That is somewhat up to you, but my personal advice from my experience is going to be the experience you get from typical travel that I experienced when I was younger, in the sense of all-inclusive holidays where you go to, let's say, Turkey or Spain, you stay in one hotel in one place with a pool, you eat in the hotel, you might go out in the town like once in an evening. This is not the same. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go to countries that make you a bit uncomfortable and you're not sure what this country is going to be like. You go to Vietnam, try different food you've never even seen before. You go ride a motorbike around and you haven't even got a license, because these countries you can do that. We would rent scooters for like £3, $5 a day, and you wouldn't need to put a deposit down, fuel would cost nothing, and you just ride around. You go do crazy shit, you go do crazy challenges, go wild camp. You just have to get really creative, and you will more with time. Like, I'm going to give you my 3-week, roughly my itinerary in Europe, show you just some things I'm going to do. So it's something like 6 countries: Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Slovenia, and Montenegro and Albania. In all of these countries, we're going to go there's so much contrast. Obviously Berlin, you've got a lot of nightlife culture, and I don't mind that now and again, but the amount of mountains, we're going to do the highest peak in Czech, the highest peak in Montenegro, the highest peak in Slovenia. We're going to do a via ferrata, which is like rock climbing with gear on the mountain in Slovenia. We're going to ride across the entire length of Montenegro on 125cc bikes. We're going to go hiking in the Albanian Alps. We're going to go to a shooting range in Poland. We're going to hike from the Polish side over the highest mountain in the Czech Republic and hike into the Czech side. We're going to do so much crazy stuff constantly, and this is what I mean, life happens on 10x speed. You don't need a lot of money for this. In 3 weeks I will spend less than 2 grand, so it is not a lot of money relative to what you get, but this will be one of the best decisions that you ever make if you just get yourself on a trip and you just get yourself traveling. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. A fantastic place to start for this, where I personally started, is Thailand. Like, if you can go and do a bit of Asia and start in Thailand, that's probably going to be the best play. It's a great place to travel as a beginner because it's not too hard, but it is a completely different world. Whereas if you go somewhere like fucking Kosovo or Serbia as your first time traveling, just as a really random example of a country that I've been to where I thought, if I started here, it would have been a different experience and a different game to when I went to Thailand. Nothing against Kosovo or Serbia, I've been to both and I like both countries, but start something like Thailand, going to be one of the best things you ever do, as it was for me. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it, and I hope this advice can help you as much as it has helped me. But apart from that, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.